Following an amazing campaign last season where Middlesbrough finished 4th in the Sky Bet Championship, losing out on the playoffs and failing to get promotion back into the Premier League, we take over Middlesbrough today as they sit mid-table in the Sky Bet Championship. Following their Boxing Day defeat to Rotherham, Middlesbrough could be in a bit of trouble this season, not reaching the heights they'd hoped for following the success of last season. So I've taken over the job today as Middlesbrough manager as we're doing a 5-year rebuild with Middlesbrough to see can we get them back into the Premier League and how far can we take this team in just 5 seasons. Let's dive in. So welcome back to another FM24 rebuild. If you're new around here, please make sure you're liking this video if you enjoyed the video, of course, and subscribing to the channel. So yeah, today's test is going to be Middlesbrough, a 5-year rebuild with Middlesbrough to see how far we can take this team. Looking at the team on paper straight away, some good stand-up players straight away. I'm looking at the looks of Alex here. Alex Ngora looks really, really good as a winger, can play fullback as well. Very useful, versatile player as well. Looks very interesting to see whereabouts we can get this guy into this team. I'm thinking most likely on this side here, or even possibly put him on to the right-hand side because he's got a very strong left foot. Maybe cut him inside a little bit more as more than an inverted inside forward type player. Good dribbling, good first touch about, and good technique as well. So possibly move him into that side on the right hand side. The young defender, once young defender, Dale Fry, is 25 years of age now. That's quite mad. I remember him being 18 and coming on the scene over at Middlesbrough. And now he's a fully grown man, 25 years of age. And by fully grown, he's 6'4". He's an absolute unit at the back as well. You can see 16 jumping reach, 16 heading, marking and tackling both at 15 and 14. An absolute standout for this Middlesbrough team. And probably a man we can build this team around over this 5-year period. Then the moisture in the midfield, Ryan McGee, of course. Me as a Birmingham City fan, we had McGee on loan a couple of seasons ago over at Birmingham City. And he picked Middlesbrough over Birmingham City. Do we get rid of him in the first season? Probably not, because he looks really, really good in game this year. I mean, look at the attributes straight away. Loads of good mentals about him, some decent physicals as well, and technicals, decent passing, good technique, first touch, dribbling, first touch, are all really, really up there. And finishing not too bad as well for 12 years there. So he looks a pretty darn good player. Do we build the team around Riley McGee in that midfield here at Middlesbrough? As I mentioned, in real life right now, Middlesbrough sit 14th in the Sky Bet Championship at the time of recording. So it's not been a great start to the season following the success from last season, getting 4th place in the Sky Bet Championship and then getting to the playoffs all the way. But sadly, did not go all the way where Luton actually won those playoffs and got themselves into the Premier League. So how long will it take us to get Middlesbrough now back into the Premier League, and how far can we really take this team? There's some good players here. There's a good core depth for this team as well right now. It's interesting to see what we can do over the course of this first season. But let's go dive in and see what tactic we're going to be using this time round here with Middlesbrough. And for this Middlesbrough team, we're going to be using the Murpham Ultimate NK7 433, the release just the other week ago. If you haven't checked that out one already, go and check it out, give it a test, and let us know in the comment section how it got on for you. This formation works very, very well. And I did mention previously about maybe putting a certain player on this side, but I'm thinking now as an actual out-and-out winger, he's going to sit in there nicely. Alex Bangura on that left-hand side, cutting in and getting those crosses into the box. So Sam Greenwood would be the other option for me straight away at the start of this simulation. But he has got an injury at the start of the season, on loan, of course, from Leeds this season. 47-week injury, so we can't start him straight away. But again, player-wise, could definitely bat a lot of goals. He looks pretty, really good. But again, he's injury prone, so that could be a concern throughout the course of this season. So striker-wise, but with Greenwood being unavailable, the other options here are Latte Life, and then, of course, Marcus Force can also play in that position. Possibly could be our starter for the first few seasons here as well. Pretty good player, 24 years of age. Good finishing, good acceleration, good balance about him as well. Good pace, technique. There's some really good attributes for him as an advanced forward as well, making that role suit him very, very nicely indeed. But the double AP pivot here with the attacking option and the support option may be quite interesting because, again, there's quite a lot of options as well. You see Hackney, O'Brien can play there as well. Barca looking can go there. McNair and even Ryan McGee, who we mentioned already, who are probably one of the starters within this formation. But yeah, 4-3-3. We're going to lock these 3 players in for this first season in this place now. And we'll see how we get on. And we go now to the end of season number 1. So season number 1 in the bag. It wasn't a great season for Middlesbrough. We'll start off first with the Carabao Cup being knocked out in the 4th round by Arsenal, the Emirates FA Cup being knocked out in the quarterfinals by Swansea. So a bit of a cup run there, but Swansea getting the better of us. But in the Sky Bet Championship, it's all going to be everywhere, Rees. Birmingham City actually won the league ahead of Leicester, getting 91 points there. Leicester, Leeds, Sunderland, Southampton and Cardiff getting the top 6 positions, whilst Middlesbrough finished down in 11th position. Not a great showing from us this season. See, after 46 games, only winning 18 games all season. After 46 games, only winning 20 games all season, drawing 8 and losing 18 games this season. We scored 80 goals. We scored the same amount of goals as Birmingham City and Leicester, who both got promoted this season, but conceded an extra almost 20 more goals this season, which kept us from going up this season. You can see as well, our recent form, we actually lost the final 5 games of the season. So just see there's a massive drop-off towards the end of the season. There's some big, big losses by losing 5-2 against Sunderland here as well. well. Losing to Bristol City, Leicester, of course. Kind of expected Leicester maybe so much, but Stoke, Norwich, Swansea, Southampton. We won 3 in a row, and then suddenly Ipswich, Blackburn, Leeds, Cardiff and Watford all beat us. We didn't get many goals in any of those games as well, and it wasn't enough to even get us a top-half finish in our first season here at Middlesbrough. But I did wonder how we got on for goals, of course. Chuba Apcom was the main guy for Middlesbrough last season in that playoff campaign when they got to the playoffs, of course. He was their main guy, and he left for Ajax, of course, this season. In the Ajax team himself, 12 goals and 28, not bad, of course, with not even Middlesbrough last season. Bagged 28 in 38, so not as many goals as last season over at Middlesbrough, but a very good first showing for him over at Ajax. But for us then, who got the main man? Who was the one getting the goals for us? It was actually Emmanuel Latte-Life, we mentioned previously as well. He got 17 goals and 5 assists this season. We're not playing that right-hand side majority or playing on through the middle. Most likely would have thought he'd be on that right-hand side throughout this team. Sam Greenwood came out from that injury, of course. In the end, he got 14 goals and 10 assists this season. And even Isaiah Jones as well managed to get 12 goals and 9 assists this season. That is not a bad return at all for Isaiah Jones at all. So looks pretty good as well. 24 years of age. That's got to be a problem here. He does want a new contract. So I think after that good season, we will have to offer him that brand new contract. But one of the ones we mentioned at the start of this video was Alex Bangura, and of course this season on that left-hand side managed to bag 15 assists, sorry not 13, 15 assists. We have 13 from Brasilian in the midfield, and Greenwood popping up with 10 himself, even playing as that striker this season. So goals were there. We looked pretty good, quite a lot of assists in there as well, so the goals were not a problem this season. It was just a lot of losses this season. I do think a bit of a rebuild we needed in the defence for that brand new season. And with a very limited budget, we got 500k to use for wages and a transfer budget of just 2.27 million. So there's not much to spend there. I do think there's going to be a few sales happening this summer as we go now to the start of season number 2. So then we come back now for the start of season number 2. We'll dive straight in and have a look at the transfers and how things have changed here over at Middlesbrough. So at the end of the last season, we brought in some free transfers straight away and some interesting new signings, to say at the very, very least. Starting off with Jamal Lascelles, came from Newcastle, was 275k. Accomplished defender, only 30 years of age now. So it's quite mad that he's only 30 years of age because he's been around the game for such a long time, but still a really good defender to use this year in FM. At 30 years of age, definitely a good take for us to have here. We then went to Newcastle again and took Harrison Ashby on a loan for this season. The fullback's a good option, can get forward, can get balls into the box. Looks really, really good as well. I don't know if he'll be a starter between him and Ryan Fredericks this season, but at 22 years of age, definitely someone we can try and build the defence around going forward. And then we went to Nottingham Forest and took Chris Wood, former Newcastle boy, then of Nottingham Forest, now making the switch over to Middlesbrough. Of course, Chris Wood is a proven championship goal scoring machine, as you can see. He's been hit in the past with Leeds, with Burnley, with Leicester, with Birmingham City, Breeze, so many other clubs as well. So many other clubs, and again, lots of goals whenever he's been in the Sky Bet Championship. So he's a proven striker at this level. 32 years of age, Chris Wood now makes the switch over to Middlesbrough to be our main striker for the new season. But you're then probably thinking, okay, then when you mentioned that outgoings as well, you spent that money you've had initially, you mentioned some outgoings might happen, and they did. Isaiah Jones being the first one, going to Sheffield United for 14.25 million, had a really good season last season. Sheffield United came knocking for him, we couldn't say no to the Premier League. Out the door, he went on a big move for 14.25 million, joined by Birmingham City, who got promoted last season by winning the league title. Hayden Hackney joined Birmingham City for 12.75 million. The creative midfielder had a pretty good season last season here at Middlesbrough as well. Got 2 goals, 8 assists. Pretty good, but I do think we can get better players in the long term. So Hackney goes out the door, making way, and now means we've got quite a lot of money to spend when July 1st hit. Over out the doors, Hayden Coulson left for 230k to Oxford City, and then low moves for Dalfro going to Leicester as well, which, again, we probably thought, why are you loaning him out for? There's an option to join, permanent and big money, so he had to go in the end. Dalfro had a good season last year, but he will be leaving at the end of the season on a permanent deal to Leicester City. Caden Stocks went to Stevenage as well, and Jack Hanna went out to Cambridge United on loan this season. Then, of course, July 1st hit, and we started really trying to spend some of that money. Outgoings was a few other loanees here, like Vandenberg, Gilbert, some other lads went out on loan, some new gen boys as well went out on loan this season. But we started acting in that free transfer window and bringing in the likes, firstly, of Nathan Ferguson coming in from Crystal Palace. Again, we mentioned the right back role earlier. That we brought in Harrison Ashby, of course, but then Nathan Ferguson came available. I thought Ferguson can play left back, can play right back. We're probably going to be the main guy in right back this season. Between him and Fredericks, both very good outlets, of course. Now, Fredericks still looking pretty good as well, 31 years of age, but it adds some good depth in there. And again, of course, Ferguson, if needed, can play in that left back position. Next up, I'm not going to try and pronounce the guy's name because I'm not going to lie, It's mental, but he's been our main left back going forward. He's a Greek international, 30 years of age. Looks really, really good as well, to be fair. Good acceleration, good agility. Crossing of 16 as well. A lot of assists coming from that left back position this season, of course. With him and Alex Belunga on that left-hand side this season, we're probably get quite a lot of goals coming from the left-hand side in the new season. Of course, we've already mentioned Ryan Fredericks, who came on a free transfer from Bournemouth this season, but this was a really big one. We've got Castells on a free transfer from Wolfsburg. The Belgium-capped international goalkeeper was about with a free transfer, leaving Wolfsburg, has now made the switch down to the Sky Bet Championship. 31 grand a week. He already valued between 14 and 19 million at 32 years of age. I do think it's the sort of keeper you can keep in the team for the next 2 or 3 seasons and can be a wall at the back for us. Hopefully, you can see a lot less goals than we did last season. The next big one was Bruno Costa coming on a free transfer. Add some more depth midfield. I wanted someone who can play that more deeper, advanced playmaker in the support role this season in the midfield. Was that on a free transfer, formerly of Porto as well. He's been at Porto for quite a lot of years now. Was that Valenciennes last season in Ligue 2, but now has made the free transfer switch over to Middlesbrough in the Sky Bet Championship this season. Jensen Veer came from Brighton on a free transfer. Good backup player, probably would be a starter, really, but 22 years of age, could probably develop hopefully a little bit more. And then the big one, I wanted a new number 9 to join Chris Wood. Have that rotation for Chris Wood being a little bit older, so a little bit faster. And Adam Ida came available. He is faster. He's got acceleration of 16, balance of 14, jump and reach of 15, and strength of 16. 6'3", so another big guy as well, but big guy, he's a little bit more mobile to be up front for us this season. So him and Chris Wood, we're taking that in turns, but I do think Ida could be the main guy throughout this side for the whole 5 seasons. He gets that good within FM this year again. Between 5 and 6 million valued already, but of course we only bought him in for the price of 5.25 million. I do think he can get an absolute ton of goals here at Middlesbrough. So of course now going into that new season, this is how we're going to line up most likely for this season using this 4-3-3 system. Ida leading the line. Bangura and Leif again playing out wide, did really good last season, got quite a lot of assists as well, so hopefully I can do more the same again with Barlaser playing in behind them. Costa in that new AP support role as well, looks pretty good as well. Looked at match preview-wise already, looks pretty strong in there. And of course the new fullbacks, Lascelles and Castells in goals. A bit of a change now for Middlesbrough this season, but I think now we have a team capable of getting the playoffs this season. Let's find out. So go now to the end of season number 2. Well, when I say about a team capable of getting to the playoffs this season, I don't think we're capable of actually winning the league. But Middlesbrough have done just that. In season number 2, we've come first, winning the Sky Bet Championship with this side. Playing 46 games, winning 31, drawing 10, and only losing 5 games all season. We scored a monster, 108 goals this season. Exceeding 46, finishing the season on 103 points. An absolute wiping of the floor here for Middlesbrough as we get ourselves promoted by winning the Sky Bet Championship League title. And I mentioned Adam Ida could be the main guy for goals this season, and he proved just that, exactly what I thought he would do. 26 goals this season in 41 appearances. Adam Ida is the man. He got us all them goals. I mean, not bad as well. Life as well, got 13 goals this season, and a few more further down this list as well. But Adam Ida being the main man this season, absolutely bagging goals for fun. In total, got 26 goals in 42 appearances. They were all in the Sky Bet Championship as well this season. Got a few in the Cup as well, actually. Got 8 goals in 8 as well in the League Cup and the FA Cup, which we'll get onto in just a short moment. But a very good season here at Middlesbrough for Adam Ida. So the next thing you probably touch on was the FA Cup. We got all the way to the semi-finals in the FA Cup before going out to Manchester City, losing 1-0 in the end to Man City. It's not a bad showing at all from the boys, getting that far as well. Only losing out thanks to a Jack Grealish goal in the 33rd minute. Getting Haaland injured as well in the 14th minute. Smart thinking from the lads, get Haaland off the pitch. They can score less goals, but unlucky for us. Jack Grealish popped up. But in fair though, looking at the stats as well, looking at these as well. Shots, they had 6, we have 16 on target. We had 16 in that entire game. Shots on target more as well. XG was in our favour. The possession, not so much in 36% possession, but a very good showing from the lads, looking like the better team possibly in this game against Manchester City. It's always good to see you can get your boys this far as well. We need the Sky Bet Championship nation to get as well also to the FA Cup semi-finals. But hopefully, in the future, within this save, we can go a few steps further and hopefully get ourselves to an FA Cup final and hopefully go all the way and actually win the thing within these 5 years. In terms of the Carabao Cup, this season was a bit of a letdown. We actually lost a 3-1 in that one, 2 to Fulham. Sadly enough, it wasn't good enough. Paddy McNair goal was the one for us, but Muniz, Greaves and Luke Harrison, 87th minute, was enough to see Fulham go through here in the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup. But getting to the FA Cup semi-finals and win the league, I do think it's a pretty good showing from the lads this season to see us now going to season number 3 as a Premier League club. With that in mind, we've been given 25 million to spend spend this summer, so that will probably most likely be spent on some new additions. I do think another new centre-back is needed, maybe some more options in midfield as well, and maybe a new wing at the sales going into the Premier League season. 25 million is not a lot, but we do have some players worth a bit of money now as well, so maybe a few sales will happen along the way. But before quickly, we'll touch up on the actual team itself. Major Adam Ida, 34 goals in 49 appearances this season in all competitions. Emmanuel Latte Life again, getting 13 goals, 7 assists, 11 and 10 there as well for Brylizer as well. Brylizer are pretty good so far. Not someone I thought I was going to use at the start of this simulation very much. For some reason, he's actually been lonely. I'm not sure I've been lonely before, quite interestingly. Hull and Sheffield United do already want him, but I do think the fair. He's got enough to be in my team still for the Premier League. So straight away, that is being changed. No thank you. He's going to be staying, I hope, for the new season. Well, a few more to touch up on quickly as well. Mangora has done a very good season yet again, getting 9 goals and 8 assists this season. We saw McGree as well getting 10 assists and 9 goals this season. And the list goes on from there. 12 assists as well for Bruno Costa, our new AP on support in the midfield. Had a very good first showing here in the Sky Bet Championship. I mean, I've already jumped the gun already, but looking at a loanee for next season. Not someone I think can be ready for the Premier League right now, but I'm thinking with the option to buy him at the end of this loan period, he could develop into someone really, really good on loan from Ajax. Van den Werf making the switch next summer over to Middlesbrough. Hopefully, this loan move works out very, very nicely because already looking at attributes already for 16 to 18 years of age. He looks solid. Hopefully, he can be one of our main guys to fully save if we can get him on a permanent deal. But he looks pretty good though. But let's see though what happens now. Let's go to the start of season number 3 as we start our life in the Premier League. Right then, season number 3 is out upon us right away. And I've got to mention, actually, there's 2 loan moves that happened last season in January as well. The likes of Gianluca Pelastini, who came on loan from Arsenal for the season, and Rafael Luis came in on loan last season as well. 2 mentions that we forgot to mention at the end of last season. The players that came in during that January window. So they had very good seasons, but of course, gone back now to their parent clubs. Haven't been loaned out just yet, so maybe an option to come back to us this season yet again. Both available to loan as well, so maybe they'll still come back within this save. But yeah, transfer-wise, what's been happening here? Nico Williams from Nottingham Forest came for 12.5 million. I did feel the right backs have bought in so far. I've been okay, but nothing special. Ferguson looked good, but again, nothing amazing. I do feel Williams has that long-term option. Being a bit younger and looks pretty darn good. Fredericks, again, a good backup player, but Ferguson now probably could be on the chopping block at the end of this season. Had a good case season last time, to be fair, so I do feel hard done by for the kid, but Williams just a better player. So this next one was not someone I've been familiar with, of course, with FM in the past. It's Ernest Newmar. He actually came in from RWDM over in Belgium in the Challenger Pro League. No one had even heard of this guy. I've never heard of this guy ever before in my life. If you've heard of him, let me know down in the comment section if you've actually heard of this guy previously, but I hadn't previously. 18.75 million. You know what? He looks really, really good. Looking at the attributes straight away, as one of those wingers on that right-hand side, on that left-hand side, probably on the left-hand side because he's left-footed as well. So on his left-hand side this season, good dribbling, finishing, first touch as well. Composure's pretty high. Anticipation, acceleration of 18 as well. He's absolutely rapid as well, which you love to see. Good work rate and vision off the ball, really good at 14 as well. Flair 14, passing at 13. Looks an absolute key player for us this season. Hopefully, he's going to develop absolutely beautiful. 21 years of age, all the higher values already, and on a higher wage already. We put a lot of money into this guy, and we're hoping he can be the man that keeps us in the Premier League this season. And before July 1st ticked over, we did actually sell one player. Sonny Finch went to West Ham for 6.75 million. Something we haven't really played yet so far in this game. 20 years of age, looks really good, but again, we need people who can get goals straight away. I can't trust a 20-year-old striker right now who isn't been on my radar previously, not really used him, and especially going to the Premier League, I don't think he'll get the minutes personally. So I thought for 6 million, I'm going to cash in and get some of that money straight away so we can respend it now. Because we have spent 10 million going now through into the end of this summer. But firstly, on the outgoing, Jimmy mentioned Dale Fries and we leave at the end of the season for Leicester. He went on a permanent deal for 9 million. We have done loan moves now for Kyle Sykes, Solbrin, Glover, and Morgan Rogers, former Man City boy, of course, now back to the Sky Bet Championship. Isn't good enough for the Premier League, realistically, in my eyes. He's good. He's not bad, but again, I don't think he's going to be good enough to play in the Prem. So right now, we thought, let's get him out the door and try and make a bit of that money back. But yeah, transfers in. Sebastiano Esposito came on a free transfer. The striker, he can play cab, he can play out wide as well. But I'm not sure we're going to play him yet because, of course, Ida was our main striker. Christian Wood's been pretty good so far throughout this save. But coming in now as a backup striker, maybe it's even a winger. We're going to see how he gets on, but it's a free transfer. He's seen like a silly move not to turn him down, realistically. 18 grand a week. Looks pretty darn good. Philip Schlutz came from Mainz then as a free transfer. Can play CDM, can play Cam as well. Sorry, not Cam, sorry. He can play CDM and he can play centre-back as well. That's more like it. That is more like it. He's 6'3". Good jump and reach, decent at heading about and good marking, tackling. does all the business in the defensive roles as well. Looks really good as well, 20 years of age. So hopefully he can be a bit of a mainstay in this team going forward. Facundo Palestri came on a free transfer from Manchester United. Probably plays as a winger on this right-hand side this season. I want to get some different wingers in as well. We've seen the one guy already. This is going to be the other one. Palestri coming in from Man United on a free transfer. So looks really good as well. Dribbling of 16, acceleration of 17. Looks pretty solid. Hasn't played a lot of minutes for Man United while he's been there, of course. He's 23 years of age now, but again, actually played 21 games last season in the Premier League for Man United. That's actually completely confused me because I didn't think he had, but to be fair, he's had minutes in the Premier League, so maybe he's going to be good enough to start straight away, which is good to see. Tony Springley came from Norwich for 10 million. This is the big transfer, the big one of the summer, because at first foot, Palestri looks okay, but I don't know if he'll be a starter. But for 22 years of age, this guy could probably be a starter. Looks pretty solid as well. Good pace, good acceleration, good dribbling, good crossing as well. It adds that depth now into those wide positions for us this season going to the Premier League. And then finally, a free transfer of Conor Gallagher from Chelsea. This is the big one. This is the one we really need in that midfield this season. He's going to play on the AP advanced role, playing as a more attacking option. You can see straight away the attributes. He is miles ahead of everyone else in this Middlesbrough team. He's only 25 years of age now as well, which is quite mad if on 140 grand a week. So we're paying a big wage, of course, coming in from Chelsea. But last season, he wasn't used at Chelsea really. Actually, no, I got it. I'm completely wrong again. I'm looking at the one above here, which of course is the start of the brand new season. Last season played 32 games for Chelsea. So it was a starter for Chelsea. And he's now made the switch over to Middlesbrough. But Gallagher, of course, will come into that midfield now and definitely be a starter for us this season. The team's looking very good, looking very much better now, and hopefully we're ready for the brand new season. So going into season number 3, our first one in the Premier League, there's one questionable player in this team still. You can probably notice, actually it's probably 2 really. Paddy Minette probably one of the questionable ones straight away. Probably thinking, how is he going to this team still? Honestly, he won't be. Philippe Stutz going to be playing there. But Van den Werf, we mentioned him last season. He looks pretty tasty. He's still developing quite nicely. Does he become our new regista in this formation? I'm thinking I'm going to start him this season, see how he gets on. But of course, possibly, we can put Schlutz in there as well and move things around a little bit here. We do have a little bit of budget to play with as well, still within our wage budget as well. So maybe someone else might still come in. But to start the season, Van den Werf's going to start. And hopefully, if he becomes good, we can activate that release clause as well, the end of that loan as well, of course, and grab him in for next to nothing. Rodney Van den Werf. Let's see if this guy can redevelop in one season here in the Premier League as we simulate through season number 3. So we are back for the end of season number 3, our first one in the Premier League. We'll start things off with the Carabao Cup. We got the semi-finals in this one. Ended up losing though 3-1 aggregate over to Liverpool. Not bad really from the boys. The big stretching one as well. Charlton from League One got as far as the semi-final for being knocked out by Arsenal. They did get battered 9-3 in aggregate in the end, but Charlton from League One made it all the way to the Carabao Cup semi-finals. That's not a bad showing at all. But Middlesbrough, we lost in the end. We did beat them Liverpool 1-0 in the second leg, but we already lost 3-0 in that first one. It wasn't enough. We did see us get knocked out of the Carabao Cup. But the FA Cup, we went one step further. We got to that final. I mentioned getting to the FA Cup final last time out. We did it this time and we lost to Chelsea. And it was a game that had everything. It had red cards, it had injuries, it had big moments. Mudryk getting that first goal here. Of course, then Nkunku again, that short corner routine got us again as Mudryk nailed it home for the second as well for Chelsea in this one. Bruno Costa this time with the corner in. It ended up being an own goal here from Danny Ceballos. You'll see in a moment. A bit of deflection. It goes in past Ceballos. But you see on screen now, we had a penalty as well in the 89th minute and Bruno Costa missed the penalty, which could have brought us level. A Rees James injury in the 93rd minute, but it was far too late. But we couldn't get past Chelsea. And that corner routine was just far too good as Chelsea beat us in the FA Cup final. But on to the Premier League now, of course. So the Premier League, our first season in the Premier League, we managed to get a 10th place finish this season. I thought it was pretty darn good. Brighton, West Ham and Leicester all going down, so it's absolutely shocking from them guys. But Middlesbrough coming 10th this season, not a bad first showing really as well. I'm quite happy with that, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. 38 games, winning 14, drawing 8, only losing 16 all season, scoring 57 goals, scored more goals than Norwich and Villa all above us there, more goals than Chelsea and even Arsenal. Oh no, sorry, not Arsenal, sorry. I'm looking too far ahead there. But yeah, more goals than Chelsea and came 5th this season. That is not a bad showing from the boys. But again, you've seen 66 goals. That's quite bad because the team got relegated, got 68, 67 conceded this season. So we're conceding far, far too many goals here at Middlesbrough. But again, defensively, we're not great right now. But in terms of the tactic and the formation and scoring goals, we're doing very good. And on scoring goals, Adam Ida yet again had an absolutely phenomenal season again here. This time getting 18 goals in 31 appearances in the Premier League in his first season up here as well. 27 in 40 appearances in total. You can see at the bottom of the screen here as well. There's another great show from Adam Ida. And I'm quite interested to see Does anyone want to try and take him? Bournemouth actually want to try and buy him? I don't think he'll leave for Bournemouth. I'm thinking more if a big club comes in, we might be tempted. But right now, Adam Ida's the main man, and I don't want to lose him. But one that I thought would be interesting this season was Ernest, who bought in last season, of course. I said he's got a lot of hype around him. He looks really, really good. How will he do this season? He didn't do too badly, to be fair, in the end. He got 7 goals in the Premier League, 7 assists in 31 appearances. So he played the majority of the games and did pretty darn good in his first season here in the Premier League. Hopefully, over the next few seasons, he's really going to develop. He's 22 years of age now. He's had a few caps now for Ghana at international level, so he's looking pretty darn good. And hopefully, he can be one of our mainstays throughout this save. He looks pretty darn decent. Bangura again had a pretty good season with 7 assists as well in there for him as well. And good to see for the goals as well. Ernest, we mentioned, he got 8 in 8 as well this season, not bad. McGee, 7 goals as well from McGee's not a bad showing as well. Latte Life again getting 6 as well. And then Schlutz as well in his first season getting 4 goals and 2 assists. That's not a bad showing at all here for Middlesbrough. In terms of finances, 38 million to spend going into this January window. End of season number 3 transfer window. Let's see how we get on now going in the start of season number 4. So to come back now, we're looking at the end part of season number 3, going into season number 4, of course. Before July 1st here, we did have one new transfer come in straight away. And we got another right back. You're probably thinking, why does he keep buying right backs? Augustine Guy came up available to us, and I thought, I can't say no to this guy because he is the right back I wanted at the start of this save. And now, looking at him, you can see why attribute-wise on screen, why he's so good. The acceleration, the agility, the stamina, he's got everything I look for in terms of getting up that line, getting good dribbling, good crossing, good first touch, technique, he can do dribbling, he can do the attacking jobs, and he can do the defensive jobs equally as well. He looks so good this year. Him and Nico Williams probably be fighting for that right back position this season, but in long term, one of them will have to go. I do think it will be Nico Williams who will make way for Augustine Guy coming in. And then, of course, July 1st hit, and then the money started being spent. But of course, transfers out the club first. Probably mentioned, Philip Schultz left straight away. He had one good season here, and he already went out the door. But again, we made instant profit though on a guy that came on a free transfer. 12.5 million for Saudi Arabia. It's too good to say no to. We weren't going to be a starter for 12 million. Easy money, profit made, straight out the door he goes. We have the likes of Matt Clark, sold Brimberfleet on free transfers, some loans out then for some other boys as well. So we're not going to use this season, but money in. We did spend a lot of money. Firstly, Kai came in from Almeria for 48.5 million. I wanted a new centre-back, and this is going to be the guy for me going forward. 22 years of age, a centre-back now. He's 6'1", it's a bit smaller than what I look for normally. But he's got the legs as well with the fast strikers in the Premier League. With the acceleration up there of 14, pace of 13, a fast centre-back who can trap back all day long and keep up with the likes of Haaland, the likes of Nketiah, those faster strikers in this division. He can keep up with them all day long. And I thought we've already improved the right backs. Let's improve left back now. Jarell Hato came in from Ajax. And of course, he can play centre back as well. But I'm thinking he's going to be our new left back this season. He's not got the fastest of legs though. So again, he could move in the centre back possibly as well. So interesting to see where we end up going with this guy this season. But again, can very easily do left back and centre back. But of course, we do have our Greek guy as well here. I can't pronounce his name still. But it is currently a bid from AEK. So he might end up leaving this window. And of course, he's done so well so far in this save. Free transfers were massive this window again. We got Lucas Bergstrom coming on a free transfer here, backup goalkeeper. Looks pretty solid as well, former Chelsea keeper. James McAtee of Man City comes in on a free transfer as well. Can play CM, can play out wide as well. We got Liam Delap as well, also from Manchester City. He's a backup striker, possibly as a backup winger as well, but mainly as our new backup striker. With Chris Wood probably going to be out the door most likely at some point during this window. And then third, Nino from Burgos coming in as well as a new backup striker. 2 backup strikers? Why not? We're stacked up there now. Hopefully means if Ida goes out injured, we got someone there straight away. And speaking of Ida, this is why we've bought in the other strikers. There's interest from Saudi Arabia. I'm hoping we can keep him here still. Al Ahly are still looking at him. They've been making offers so far. I might say no so far. But it's going to come a point where I think this guy is going to leave. Whether it be this season or next season, but hopefully we can keep Ida throughout this save. But there's a lot of interest now. His value has skyrocketed as well. With only 3 left in his deal, we want to get the maximum profit out of Adam Ida if he were to leave us during this save. So going into season number 4 now, this is how our team is going to line up here at Middlesbrough. Paddy Menez still staying and living in that regista role as well. You love to see he's still getting a role in this team. One of the few players actually been kept on so far throughout this save as well. I mean, the first 11 wise is the only one that's been kept the entire save so far. The likes of Ryan McGee is still around the team as well. You can see there as well on the subs bench. Latte Life now dropped to the sub bench as well. So there's a few of them players still knocking around. But the main man, McNair, still makes himself a spot in that regista role in the CDM position. But let's simulate now through season number 4 and see how much further we can get with Middlesbrough. Top half finish would be ideal this season, and maybe even a push towards European football here for the end of season number 4. So, but back at the end of season number 4, we'll go straight in, of course, with the domestic trophies. Carabao Cup, we didn't get to the final yet again. This time losing out to Manchester City, losing 2-1 in the quarter-final, this time to Manchester City. At the lap goal against his former club was not enough, as goals from Ake and Linus Gertrude were the goals to get Man City through into that semi-final. Man City then, of course, did they go on all the way to win the competition? No, they lost to Leicester. Leicester actually beat them at Wembley as Leicester win the Carabao Cup this season, which then brings us to the FA Cup. We bloody won it. We absolutely bloody won it. I said to you, eventually in this save, we will win a cup, and we did just that. Nico Willie-5 Gallagher to find Balestri, who found Numa at the back stick for the first goal in the 13th minute. It went to VAR, but it was not going to get stopped there. Gallagher then for the second goal, gets the ball on the edge of the box. Nice little 1-2, plays it inside, finds James McAtee, who slots it home in just the 40th minute. 2-0 up at Wembley, go into the second half. What's the worst that can happen? Palestri gets the ball on the right-hand side. Big ball in the box. Finds Ida, who smashes it home off his head as Middlesbrough win 3-0 in the FA Cup final at Wembley. We bring some silverware back to Middlesbrough. But the big one this season was to get a top half finish in the Premier League, and we've done just that, getting an 8th place position, of course, getting Europa League football through winning the FA Cup, but now getting an 8th place position in the Premier League. A great showing from the boys this season. In 38 games, winning 17, drawing 7, only losing 14 this season, doing much, much better in terms of losing games as well. In terms of scoring goals, we've scored 71 goals in the Premier League this season. There's the same amount of goals as Man City scored this season, and they won the Premier League. So we're doing something right there, but conceding goals, we're still conceding so many goals. Conceded 66 goals this season. That's more goals than Southampton, who got relegated. So there's definitely a problem at the back within this team. And some of you may say, the naysayers may say, you're playing Paddy McNair as a CDM. What did you expect? He's 32 years of age now in the Premier League. He shouldn't be starting for you. Well, thankfully, Wilfred Ndidi came on loan for the end of last season in January, and he's going to be coming back for next season as well, on loan yet again. So Wilfred Ndidi will be the one controlling that CDM role into the new season, which means we probably have a better showing than him in that register role than we would do with old Paddy McNair. And of course, now going into season number 5, our final season of this simulation, we have 42 million spent here at Middlesbrough. Can we make a push for a top 6 finish in just 5 seasons here at Middlesbrough? That'd be an absolute miracle if we can get top 6 in our first 5 seasons of the save. Not fair, I mean, that's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. But let's see what happens though, as we simulate now to the start of season number 5. So then, season number 5 is here. We're ready and now ahead of our final season of this rebuild here with Middlesbrough. We're diving towards the end of last season. We see what we've been doing transfer-wise. We mentioned Didier. He came back and out on loan for the new season. Noyan Perez came from Roma for 35 million. I wanted some better defenders. We're conceding far too many goals, and Perez can be the answer to that. 27 years of age now. He looks really, really good. Really fast defender as well, which I do love. A big, fast defender. Only 6 foot, though. It's not as big as what I do hope for, but him and Koike having that pace as well could be very important this season in this defence. Then an interesting one, because he can play the AP attack role perfectly. Joe Willock was available, and we've bought him in. Of course, at Newcastle in real life, but in this game, he actually went to Aston Villa for 13 million. We've now paid 21 million to bring him now over to Middlesbrough. I mean, Willock at this point of his career now, he is 27 years of age. Still looks really good as well. Never got that England call-up in this simulation, but him and Gallagher in that midfield could be an absolute solid pairing going in to season number 5. We then also bought in Levi Colwell, another English player coming in, leaving Chelsea for absolute pennies, I thought, for 22.5 million. I don't think he's been playing that much, really. 11 games, yeah, not playing massively for Chelsea in this save, but still looks really, really good. And again, another fast defender. Not again as tall, 6'2". He's taller than the other guys, but again, a fast defender to add into that pairing with Perez and Koike. Then the last one to come in as well then was a backup goalkeeper for the new season. It was Nicola Cavallini came in as a backup keeper this season. It came for absolute pennies. And following the sign of that backup goalkeeper, we did have some outgoings happen before July 1st here. Of course, that left back, I still can't pronounce his name. I'm not going to try it now. He's at the door now. He's 33. We got someone better in. Out the door he went. And Esposito has gone on loan to Sunderland. He never really hit the high hopes I'd have for him here at Middlesbrough. He came in a free transfer. Didn't play at first season. Wasn't good enough for the Premier League. Loaned him out last season. And again, now he's gone back out on loan to Sunderland for the season. And then in terms of transfers into the club, Who else made the switch over to Middlesbrough? Just the one. It was Thomas Lemar, a free transfer coming in from Athletic Madrid. 31 years of age, still looks really, really good. The injury proneness is a problem, but I do think as a backup player this season, Thomas Lemar adds some good depth here at Middlesbrough. But going down to the new season, season number 5, we start things off with the FA Community Shield, taking on Man City, of course. This season, we're on a domestic hunt, of course. We can actually go all the way. Premier League, Europa League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and the Community Shield. 5 trophies available to us. Can we win at least one of them in this final season here at Middlesbrough? Let's find out just simulate now through season number 5. So we're back for the end of season number 5. We're going to start off with the Community Shield. We didn't win it. Erling Haaland got 2 goals. I already got 1 goal for us. It wasn't enough. Sadly, we lose out to Man City in that one. But the Carabao Cup, let's go on the Carabao Cup first, because we did lose out to Leeds, who actually went on to win the entire thing in the end as well. Leeds United went all the way to win the entire thing. After beating us in the quarterfinals, they went absolutely all the way. Of course, us in the 4th round, not the quarterfinals actually. They actually went on then to beat Blackpool. They went on then to beat Man City 6-5 on aggregate, and then going all the way to the final and beating Arsenal on penalties. Leeds United win themselves a Carabao Cup. But was there a trophy for Middlesbrough this season? There was. We went and won the FA Cup yet again, this time thanks to Adam Ider getting a brace. That's right, we took our Middlesbrough team back to Wembley yet again, this time Numa linking up with Gallagher, ball into the box. Ider headed home the first one after just 10 minutes. And then a few minutes later, 27th minute, he had one from the spot. Ider got a brace in this game, which saw Middlesbrough win back-to-back FA Cups. So, of course, this season as well, Middlesbrough were in the Europa League. And we're actually really, really well this season. Getting 7th in the league format this season. You can see now on screen, we actually beat the likes of Villarreal, AEK, Stuttgart, Rosenborg and Sevilla. But drawing to Lyon before losing to Austrian Vienna and losing to Feyenoord. But Adam Ider got 10 goals throughout that campaign. Moving then, of course, to the playoff round. We're already through that, so we missed that pitch straight away. Into the round of 16 we go. We took on Austria Vienna. We knocked them out, beating them 3-0 in aggregate in the end. Quarterfinals time, we lost to Nice. We lose 3-1 to Nice in the quarterfinals. We couldn't go on and win the Europa League this season. It's absolutely unlucky for the boys. A great showing, though, from the lads. They ended up being Newcastle, going all the way and winning the Europa League this season. But it would be the Premier League. We're putting absolute stonewall on this one. Coming 3rd in the Premier League with Middlesbrough in just 5 seasons. The defensive reinforcements really helped us going into this season. You see now on screen. After 38 games, we won 21 of those games, drawing 7, only losing 10 games all season, scoring 74 goals and conceding just 51 goals all season. And what a bad showing. 2 points behind Arsenal 2nd place and just 9 points behind Manchester City in the league title race. And again, it'd be that guy, Adam Ider, again, doing the business this season, getting 18 goals. And Liam Delap as well, our backup striker, getting 13 goals this season. And as we dive now into the squad review, you can see this season in total, 34 goals in 36 appearances for Adam Ider this season. Liam Delap getting 18 goals as well. Numa again had a really good season. He's now actually wanted by Al Hilal, so again, another Saudi Arabian team after our players. Ernest had a very good season, getting 11 goals and 10 assists for him. Conor Gallagher had an outstanding season as well, getting 21 assists in that midfield role this season. And even Joe Willock got 12 assists and 7 goals this season. So, of course, anyone that wants to know what the tactic was, yet again, it was the Murphy Ultimate NK7433. That'll be tagged at the end of this video, so make sure you go from this video and check that one out if you want to try this tactic out for yourselves. So there we have it then. We took Middlesbrough from the middle of the championship in that first season, getting down to 11th place in the Squadbit Championship, finishing season number 5, 3rd place in the Premier League, having won back-to-back FA Cups with this side, using this tactic and doing some absolutely amazing transfers along the way. If you enjoyed this free build, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comment section who you think your best player was in this save. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you